So just straight off the bat, I'm feeling like somebody is like in this state of not wanting to do better because they're afraid of lifting other people up, and maybe they feel like these other process of getting better aren't necessarily their friends, or they don't have the best intentions at heart. I feel like this is something that's going to naturally be weeded out if this is the case. And you don't look, there's the Eight of Swords again. Yeah, like somebody definitely feels trapped. Like they feel like they're being forced into this volunteer position, or like somebody just doesn't want to help. So this is natural. This is very human to not want to help your enemies, not want to love your enemies. That just comes with the territory, because at this point you can't be weeding out who's against you and who you feel like is for you, because that's going to lead to paranoia. You have blessings on the way and you don't have time to be, you know, getting down and dirty at this point trying to pick out the weeds. So there is a verse that I'm feeling like it's kind of reaching the surface at this point. All right, it's something about weeds, like picking out weeds at the end of at the end of this harvest. Is not for you is gonna be separated naturally. Like you're gonna do something that turns them off, or they're gonna get distracted or something. In some way, it's not meant for you to be the one picking people apart or being in this judgmental seat, unless you are awakening people and bringing them to a higher position, and having good intentions, having a good heart. But it is understandable with this Page of Swords that you're still thinking about that Ten of Swords. You're still thinking about everybody being negative and, coming down on you. And a lot of the reason for that is because you were in a lower position, and that's just the way physics works. Regardless of morality and willpower, people do tend to beat up on the ones beneath them. So if you were in a lower position at some point, the Ten of Swords comes before the Page of Swords. And with this being a journey, it's like you moved from being in that low level position, but you're still kind of looking back like you want to fight, you want to get revenge. And I feel like that's going to kind of put you in this situation like you're feeling trapped. So it's important to focus on your blessings rather than stuff that happened from the past, because your blessings are coming. That's the future. And you are going to be in a position to judge those people who said negative things about you, whatever, feeling trapped in this Eight of Swords. You're going to be in a position to, I want to say read some people to filth, but I feel like you're going to learn to have compassion and see past whatever it was that they were doing. And also, like, you can learn from them and not even skip a beat. Stay in balance and also focus on your coins. Focus on the bag. Okay, this is all terminology, but I feel like you're definitely moving towards something way better than where you came from. Like, this negativity and strife is very real. True, you were in a position of being beat down every time you went to speak, or yes, open your mouth, speak your mind. Somebody was trying to chime in and say something negative and kind of walk over your truth, like you don't really have a right to be speaking, even though you're the only one with the mic. So I feel like, yeah, at some point that was the case. Now it's not the case. And so it's important to move forward and focus on doing better for yourself. Focus on the work that you did to put yourself in a better position. So somebody could have moved, because that's what I'm getting. Like, you moved out of a situation, you're into a new environment where the circumstances just aren't the same. And so when you look back over what you've done, you're not going to be thinking about who said this or who did what or how dare she do that. Because I feel like there are many, many scenarios that you can refer back to that people just did you wrong. But instead of doing that, you're going to be looking over what you did right. Like, for example, you cleaned up a situation. You got rid of some things. You might have got a new job. You might have got a new car. You might have sold a house or a car, or just some big accomplishment where it's like the people around you were not willing to make the sacrifices that you made. You might even left a partner, somebody who wasn't cherishing you or value you in the way you see yourself to deserves to be valued. And maybe you were, so I'm just hearing like somebody might have been in a home, maybe like a women's shelter where the women maybe were not ready to recover. Maybe some of these women were going back to their lovers or abusive relationships, but you got out. Something in along those lines where you really dodged a bullet, literally dodged a bullet. You made it out, you escaped. I got the Wheel of Fortune card, and it's just like there is a sun on the horizon. There's something so much better than what you've been through, and you're going to need all your energy, attention, and focus to be aimed at this new world, at this new light. That's the only way you're going to reach this new light, because spiritually, I feel like you're in a better place, but maybe physically you're still in that same situation. You still got people watching you, waiting for you to fall. Some people. But some people may also already be out of that situation and they're just kind of traumatized. Like there's like this PTSD that's like almost like a hallucination. Like you're still seeing and feeling the way you felt when that situation was happening. And you don't want it to affect you. And it's very real. People really do be affected for their entire life. Got the Wheel of Fortune again in reverse. Because it's like one way or another, you're going to make it towards this fortune. And I'm sensing a real physical, materialistic gain. Because it seems like once you get this money, you may want to hold on to it with this Four of Coins. And then you got the Ace of or Page of Pentacles. Money is coming one way or the other. But I see it like it's kind of like flipping on its head. Because if you think of it in a negative way, it's like, oh, never mind, she don't want me. But if you're like, I really want this, then he's or it is there waiting to be had. Okay. With this Page of Pentacles, is new for you. It's like new money. You're coming into this new wealth, this new inheritance. But I'm seeing with the Four of Coins that you may want to hold on to it. So if that's where you see yourself going, just being stable, no rush to spend, even though that is how the economy works. You get money, you spend money, maybe think about some things that you want to invest in. So right now, as you're waiting, you're just kind of like adding you're designing your new home or whatever the case may be, so that when you do come into this money, you're already thinking about the next check. Okay. So you don't tell your future that this is the last check. This is the first and the last, and I'll never see any more. It's like, no, this is the first of many, and there will be others, many, many, many more to come. Okay, so let's just pull a few more cards. I definitely feel like somebody is in this waiting period. Okay, you got the Sun card. Like somebody is waiting to take a break. Somebody has been pushing, and you're going to see results. But it is important to take a break. Somebody has been put in the spotlight, but it was a negative attention only because the people around you are negative or were negative. Or maybe you were cultivating a negative energy. You could be coming into some new power, learning how to control your environment, because it really is up to you whether or not you're being blessed or cursed by the people around you. For some people, you do have that type of power. All right, you may feel like people are talking about you, but it's good. Like, it's good to be talked about. And also, I'm feeling like whatever your calling is, you're meant to be in a spotlight. With the Star card, you're meant to be seen. So even if it is like somebody gossiping about you, that's a good thing. You got to think about it in that term, because that's just part of the territory. Yeah, having eyes on you is good. People talking about you is good. People thinking about you is good. And even like, not just to say it is like, I'll take the good for the bad or any Energy is good energy. Any attention is good attention. It really is good for people to talk about you because you're such a positive person. Just to have your name on their lips or in their thoughts is changing them little by little. Their DNA is upgrading, and they're going to start to see the light of day. They might forget that they were even, or they might want to forget that they were your enemy at some point, but and you just forgive them and move on, skip a beat. But yeah, I feel like they are changing. Things are getting better for you. You got the devil in reverse. Yeah, they definitely were looking at you like, who she thinks she is. That was just their way of trying to get to know you. Like, that's just the way they talk to themselves. That's the way they talk to their higher power, who she thinks she is. What's she doing? They really want to know who you are and what you're about. So it's just, they didn't know any better, whoever this was. And now they're learning. There are better ways to talk to people. There are better ways to communicate. They're seeing it through you. They're seeing your example of how to live and how to be. And I feel like you definitely went through some hardships with this Five of Pentacles. They probably watched you starve at some point. They might have watched you freeze. And this, that, and the other. You don't have to go back and look over all the horrible things they did to you or doing how they, did you wrong. I feel like that's going to again put you into this new box of being traumatized. But just moving straight through, you can remember that, yeah, you made it through some hard times. And yeah, your same enemies are the ones that's loving on you right now and saying they so proud of you. But it's okay. That's just how things are sometimes. And you're going to have such a level of maturity that's just impossible to tap into and, try and control and manipulate. People are going to be really confused how you reach this Nine of Cups. And why do you get to be so proud of yourself? Because it's like, be proud of you. They want to feel like it's their feeling to be proud, but it's actually your feeling because you're the one who went through whatever it was that you went through. Whatever came before this, you did that. And it's okay. You're not there yet. You still got some ways to go. And it is a journey. And once you get there, you're going to see so much more is possible. You're going to start to have so much more pieces to this puzzle that you might have thought was complete. But it's like, oh, wait, that's just the horizon. Now that you've crossed the horizon, you see that you've got whole other worlds to explore. So it's coming and it's good because once you get there, this Nine of Swords, you're going to want to take a break. Right next to this Four of Swords, take a break. Take some rest. Take some time to rest. Everybody don't have to know when is your nap time. When do you take a break? But you're going to need it because at some point you're going to be seeing so much more options. You're going to have so many more options. Whereas before it might have been like, okay, I just got to get some food in my belly so I don't starve. And now it's like, okay, there's a whole buffet in front of you. Do you want this type of meat? Do you want this type of meat? Do you want this type of fruit or this type of vegetable? Or, it's just like this type of wine. It's been aging for this amount of years. I'm seeing real luxury coming towards you and you not being overwhelmed. Even with this Nine of Swords here is like, it's a warning that you could be very overwhelmed. Like even when purchasing a new home, like at some point it's like, you just don't want to get wet in the rain you just want to be protected from the elements. You just don't want to freeze during the winter. But now it's like, you want to live in this neighborhood with this type of yard and these type of neighbors, or, you want to be close to the highway? Do you want 3 or 4 stories? Like, you're going to have options and it may be new for you. But again, this is where the magic really comes in because you're not skipping a beat. And this is where people are like, okay, she's definitely supposed to be tripping right now. She's supposed to be getting caught up. She's supposed to be hitting rock bottom. But you're floating on air. You're walking on cloud 9. and you don't have to explain yourself to anybody. The people watching you are going to figure you out at some point. 6 of Pentacles. Because I see you giving back. You're definitely not a gatekeeper when it comes to this. And with the Judgment card in reverse, they're going to figure you out because you're telling your story and you have a voice to speak your mind. Nobody's shutting you down. Nobody's shutting you up. Okay. High Priestess. So your authority is definitely respected. You have a right to be here, be where you are in this new place. And then I'm seeing the King of Swords right next to you. This could be another person. This could be you. This could be the people that you're surrounding yourself with. Just being confident and bold and very sure of themselves. They're not talking out the side of their neck. They know what they mean. They know that their words have power. They're not just trying to be seen or heard. It's like, okay, she said that because she wants me to do good, you know. It's not just like noise. So you had a Page of Swords again. And I feel like we're kind of repeating ourselves here because we may be coming up to the end of this reading, but I'm just seeing a lot of positive energy here. I'm seeing you just keep moving forward. Yeah, you've been through some hard times, and those hard times may not be over, but they're going to be translated in different ways. Like, for instance, having to make so many choices, whereas before it was just, you know, a survival mode that you might have been in. Seeing all of these blessings coming towards you and remembering to be grateful for this and not just thinking, oh, well, they weren't blessing me like this before, or, you know, you were the same person that said this, that, and the other, but now they've changed and you've changed as well. So that's a good thing. That's what we want.